Hi everyone, I hope that you're doing well and staying as healthy and happy as you can during this tempestuous time. And I am thankfully doing well this week. I have had a lot of fun enjoying the sunshine. Come on, Buttercup Yellow. And I've been enjoying the time to see the snow melt and to see things start to come back to life. The birds are singing again, and things have been getting slightly warmer. And I have also been enjoying a lot of different books lately, and I am currently reading Anne of Green Gables for the first time, but it's been so fun to read a book that I came in contact with quite a bit in college, but never got around to reading. And I finally read Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, and I loved it. I ate it up. I found it so interesting to see the parallels between relationships in quarantine and a pandemic versus very, very formalized courting rituals in the late 18th, early 19th century. So it was super, super interesting to have this, to read these experiences and to read about the nuance with which Jane Austen approaches physical touch, approaches very, very minute movements of the body. She could focus on a glare or a glance across the room. She could focus on how someone's hands are positioned in their lap, across their chest, at their sides. And it's just so intriguing how charged some of the scenes between Fitzpatrick, Darcy, and Elizabeth Bennett are, even when they can't physically touch. They're at a distance from one another, which I think is very relevant for our current time period. And it was so interesting, too. The title gives everything away, Pride and Prejudice. I think we are seeing so much during this time, this idea of people trying to preserve their pride in themselves, in their lives, and their achievements, and whatever you want to categorize human existence under. But it can be off-putting. It can drive people away if you don't have that pride founded with any sense of humility. And secondly, I think it's interesting that in terms of prejudice, we live in an extremely polarized world, and we live in a world where prejudice is an everyday thing, whether it is prejudice against people who are unwilling to learn new things, or something more nefarious like systemic racism, inequity of education, etc. The list goes on. But it's really interesting, this idea of knowing that you can never truly understand someone until you yourself interact with them multiple times in multiple avenues. And to see in the story Elizabeth Bennet really have this strong detestation for Fitzpatrick Darcy, and then over time learning about his circumstances, the situations that made him who he was, having those feelings completely metamorphosized into this very slowly developing and no less passionate form of love. And I have just thoroughly enjoyed reading about this more nuanced, budding kind of love, rather than just, we live in the 21st century, and instant gratification, overt, over-the-top gestures and actions are everyday and commonplace. But to see violent, passionate love is something that I think also is becoming increasingly commonplace in media, especially television and movies, Bridgerton. But I think in this case, it was refreshing to read about a love that developed over conversations, was fused together with wit and happy circumstance, and even a healthy dose of misunderstanding by both parties involved. And to come to that understanding afterwards was just a revelation for me as a reader. So it's just been really, really nice to read these very antiquated, formal, floral texts that are just another type of romance. And I think a lot of us are yearning for that kind of intimacy and connection to other people right now. So I highly encourage you, if you haven't had a chance, to try Pride and Prejudice. I think you would enjoy it. And I hope that there's anything I've learned from reading this story, it's that my own vanity and arrogance shouldn't matter whenever I see something that I don't agree with, or if I start to form premature prejudices against people or principles. It's important for me to investigate those prejudices further and make sure that they are founded on something other than my own warped opinion. So anyways, I hope everyone gets to read something that they enjoy or do something that they enjoy in the coming week. And yeah, I just wanted to share my thoughts on this fabulous book, and the film is wonderful. One of the best movie scores I've ever listened to. It's so beautiful. The 2005 film and the PBS classic. But I hope that you will enjoy it in whatever form, and yeah, don't be afraid to consume a little bit of Jane Austen because she gave us a lot to enjoy. Anyways, friends, take good care. Thanks for listening, and I will talk to you later. Enjoy the springtime. Bye!